you were talking about how how when Microsoft had the regular Xbox and the Xbox 360, they were they were at the top. I feel like
they were kings.
I feel like personally when the original Xbox was around, the PS1 was better, but when the 360 came out, that's when they completely took everything by storm. But that goes to our next topic: is what was the worst gaming generation of the last 20, 30 years?
We're going that far back? That's like a whole generation at that point.
Y'all see how did I transition?
Oh my gosh.
I like it.
We party, nigga! Yeah!
Did you write these down?
Yeah, nigga. We are here. We are here, nigga. The worst gaming generation. Because now, you know, not when we were talking about like Mikey said, you know, the Xbox, the original Xbox, the original 360. We're talking about Xbox One. And then we look at PS4, you know, and we see how groundbreaking the PS2 was. And then look at Nintendo with the Wii. The Wii U was fucking out of this world. You know?
The Wii U was.
The Wii was, yeah. And then the N64 for when it came out was one of the best consoles of that generation. And it went up against the fucking Dreamcast and what else was out? What else was out at the time? It was. I wish I had that image. Hold on.
The what? What was you saying?
Gaming generations, consoles. Hold on. The N64. Who did the N64 battle?
Oh, the PS1.
No, it didn't.
PS1 was nice.
Yeah, it was 1-1 PS1.
Yeah, PlayStation 1 and 64.
Because I remember I had a PlayStation. My brother was in California, and my dad had bought him a 64, and my grandfather had bought me a PlayStation. And I just remember he you know, my brother we were shit talkers, so he was like, man, I don't need no damn PS1 old block character and all that kind of shit. But
that boy was mad about it.
Oh, he was mad. But yeah, the Nintendo 64 directly competed against the PS1.
They lost that.
Oh yeah, for sure. But just from, I don't know, man. This is a tough question to answer because you really have to put your nostalgia glasses on for this one.
I think off.
I think the nostalgia glasses have to actually be on for this one because you really can't compare the generations on a 1-in-1 level. Obviously, the PS4 is beating out the NES. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But if you really think about it, what was your fun factor? What's the game that made you go, bro, this is my shit right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, it definitely was the SNES era because that's when games were they weren't bad, they weren't ugly. They were just getting into the 2D era of
Gumaki showing his age.
Creativity. Have you played the original Yoshi's Island? That game was beautiful. I don't like it. On Super Nintendo.
Well, look, Yoshi's Island as a game is already perfect, so let's not even bother with that, dog.
And that's what I'm saying. That game made you be like, bro, this is it. It can't get no better than this. What can top this? You know what I'm saying? Just the sheer animation and the graphics alone of, you know, the game at that time.
Mm-hmm.
It was enough to be like, bro, like, where do we go from here? Obviously, we took a couple more steps, but you gotta, when you put those nostalgia glasses on, it's just like you gotta weigh the fun factor, you gotta weigh the graphics and how you felt at that time in order to, you know, come to a decision on what really was the best console generation. I would definitely have to say the Super Nintendo Sega Genesis area. That's just personally my favorite.
I'd say that's a strong that's a strong platform for them to stand on, right? Because that's when you, just like you said, you started to get really creative with stuff. That's when you started to see innovations come
That's
to
when
life.
that's when the gaming industry knew they had something.
Yeah.
That's because the NES and the Sega Master System, both of those were, those were test trials. Those were the trial. You know what I'm saying?
But if I'm being completely honest though, I'd probably, and we're talking about the generation, so like everything in the generation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, hands down, that's got to go to PS2, GameCube for me. They just, you mentioned the most fun.
Agreed.
Like
I
that's
think
where it is, dude.
I think
Because PS2, I can still play all my PS1 games. I had all the GameCube shit. I still had new PS2 games. The Xbox before it was the 360 was still pretty popular, no matter how clunky of a box it was. It still had all the hot Xbox titles at the time. I'm not a huge
what?
guy, but
You're absolutely fucking right. I take my statement back.
I think in order to find the worst console generation, you definitely have to find the best.
Yeah.
But the best would have to go to PS2, GameCube, and Xbox, and even the Sega Dreamcast. Those games, those systems, that era of video games was breathtaking. The PS2's library itself should tell you what that generation was, And even in the GameCube, some of Nintendo's best video games are on the GameCube.
Yes.
Literally. And all the GameCube games are just better versions of the N64 games.
Yeah.
And that's telling you a lot. Like,
we're dipping into that territory with the Switch right now. We're already gotten the major ports from the Wii U. They run and look way better than what they've done on the Wii U.
I still need Wind Waker.
Yeah, we still haven't gotten Wind Waker or any of the Zelda games for that matter. We still need Twilight, Skyward, and Wind Waker.
Well, I think Skyward Sword is going to be the next remaster.
I think that's what we're going to get Sword this year.
If we get a complete remap of all the controls for Skyward Sword,
that's going to be one of the best Zelda games.
That would probably be one of the best Zelda games.
I keep telling people, like, Skyward Sword, if you take away the gameplay aspects, the world is beautiful. The graphics at the time are beautiful, but if you run that bitch on the Switch,
yes.
I've
even been thinking about trying to run it on the emulator for the computer because they've done all these kinds of mods and whatnot to just make it run smooth as fuck. Like that game is gorgeous.
It's gonna be so fun. But I think if we're going to give the definitive best era, the PS2, if anything, leading the charge of that era is probably the one for me, because the PS2, I'm sorry, dog. That library alone should stand as a testament as to what that generation was for a lot of people. And even then, like, I look at the GameCube for people who are Nintendo only people. They had Luigi's Mansion, they had Sonic Adventure 2, they had Mario Sunshine.
Had a lot of variety.
They had Wind Waker. Then they also had Twilight Princess. They also had the Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask when they ported those over. They also had Animal Crossing. They also had Harvest Moon. They had all the cult classics like Wario's World. A lot of like foundation for Nintendo's now was made in the GameCube, I feel.
Yeah.
And Nintendo's always been a nostalgia-driven company, but the nostalgia I feel for modern day society is from the GameCube, hands down. Because all the people who were around for the N64 were like, around y'all age areas. And it'd be like, y'all are still here, obviously. But then, like, it's like, okay, y'all were able to see where they went with after the 64. And then here we are, people around my age and shit, that are like, oh, shit, the GameCube, nigga. Yeah. Here's the Switch. Oh, shit.
Just look at Smash. Look at the influence the GameCube had on Smash. Like, nobody's fucking toting around Nintendo 64 controllers because that was the best thing to play Smash on. No, it was the GameCube. GameCube has followed Smash throughout its entire life after Melee.
Yep. And if we want to be real, let's talk about influence on the PS2. The PS4,
that controller design barely.
Watch this.
The best design.
Who has the? I don't know if anybody has the PS1 controller. There's a humongous difference between the PS1 controller and the PS2 controller.
I have the
PS1 controller, the one with the analog sticks or the one without?
No, the analog sticks for the PS1.
Okay.
Oh, I don't have the one with the analog sticks, but
the PS2 controller has been the staple for Sony since it came out. Literally, this is dead ass a PS2 controller with
A fucking
this
touchpad.
With this. You know what's supposed to be right?
Pad.
You know what's supposed to be right here?
Empty space and logo.
Start, select,
Start,
and the logo. Literally. That's what that's supposed to be.
I think this is the most perfect version. DualShock 4 is
DualShock 4 is amazing.
DualShock is like literally that's it. Like, and even Xbox literally didn't start. Xbox Foundation was in their bro. Look at that. That's Xbox One.
Yeah, this is Xbox One.
And that's the next generation afterwards.
I hate the fucking controller for the original Xbox, bro.
I do too. That shit is ass.
Oh, the Fat Boy? Yeah.
That shit is ass. And 360 was fire. I think 360 is the best controller they got.
Microwave in my hand.
I think 360 is the best controller they got on their belt. But no, that's the thing about it. Like
Xbox One more than the 360, but I definitely feel you. Like,
I find the Xbox One is like a lot more like, while it may be perfect for like inputs and shit like that, it's like big and bulky. Like you're holding that ass a pad.
That's why I like it though, is because it as I got older, my hands got bigger.
Yeah, it just depends on the size of your hand.
Yeah.
But I really do believe the PS4 it's got the best fit. It's very comfortable, and it just feels right.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like
100%.
bro, as soon as fucking Steam allowed they put the stuff in for the PS4 controller, I was like, oh yeah, it's time, bro. I'm about to use all these collections for my PS4 controllers that I got. I'm playing on my computer with a PS4 controller. Because I have the Xbox One Elite, but I like the PS4 way better.
All these like like the nostalgia that every single game company has been trying to tap into started in that generation.
Yeah. Yep.
It did.
Literally. Like
I 100% changed my opinion. I do.
Literally.
Because like look at the Dreamcast. Like the Dreamcast was such a phenomenal piece of hardware.
This coming from the Fantasy Star Online guy.
No, the Dreamcast and the PS2 were ahead of their time. Literally.
I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I'm just saying, like, you're the Fantasy Star guy, so that is where your game came from.
Hell yeah. It's the first home console to ever go online. That is groundbreaking.
Yeah.
Literally.
Fat ass Ethernet cables in the back.
They were telephone cables. It wasn't even Ethernet. It was telephone. Every time I hopped on PSO, I was taking up the phone line. Every time somebody called, it would kick me off. But
what I would do when I was a kid, I would straight up unplug the phone altogether. So like,
I did too. Definitely.
I'm never getting
nobody was getting the call.
Nobody was getting
the
calls.
best time to do it was when you got in trouble at school, so you knew they were gonna fucking call your folks or whatever with that dumbass automated message. Your son has missed first, second, third, and fourth period. Nah, we not getting no calls today, bro. I'm playing the Sega.
Hell yeah. But nah, Dreamcast was, Marvel's Capcom 2. The first time I ever played JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I didn't get into JoJo's back then, so I had no idea.
Street Fighter Alpha 3.
Skies of Arcadia and the Dreamcast.
Skies of Arcadia, bro.
Skies of Arcadia.
I'm telling you, like, Dreamcast was
that's the best generation, hands down.
Yeah, definitely.
So now it's the question, which one's the worst?
All right, so if we're going into the worst and we're going 20, 30 years back, I'm omitting the original because off the bat I'd say that's the worst.
Y'all ready for it?
I'm omitting the second one.
It's definitely this generation. This generation is definitely the worst.
It's very specific though, right? It's very, very specific. PS4 isn't like the PS4 is obviously the best out of the bunch.
It's the best.
Xbox One and Wii U are just like they tanked the whole generation as a whole.
It's the worst. I mean, the PS4 is it's good.
They're great consoles, but
as far as holding my attention with the games that are coming out, no, it doesn't.
Yep.
Can't hold a candle to any of the past generations.
So PS4, Wii U, and Xbox One are the worst generations for y'all?
That's the worst generations for me. Because I was gonna say the PS3 era. Because PS3 for me, it wasn't the greatest. Like they had some games, but I can only remember playing fighting games and Demon Souls, maybe a couple other things. I wasn't a huge guy on Uncharted, so I just didn't give a fuck about the PS3. And if I'm not mistaken, God of War had one? That was God of War 3's time period where I'm right. God of War 3 came out on PS3.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like the other big hitter. But everything else between that, I just wasn't paying attention to. The Wii was okay. It was, innovative for whatever they were doing at the time.
The Wii was fucking groundbreaking.
It was, but like game-wise,
Wii
again,
Sports.
that's just me personally.
I saw you guys.
I wasn't a
Wii
huge
Sports.
fan of like a lot of the games. Wii Sports is great. I'll play the fuck out of that, bro. Some bowling. I like that bowling. And then Wii Sports Resort, they had the basketball, dog. I got my dad to play the game.
Me.
That's how I knew what it was. 360 is just great by itself, though. They had everything.
Yeah, 360 was great.
Me.
What are you gonna say, bro?
The worst generation goes to the N64, Sega Saturn, and PlayStation 1.
Bro, I was gonna say.
I feel like they're
be right back meme as soon as you say it.
I don't completely disagree with you.
I say that because all their games are better on other consoles.
Yes, but we just got through talking about that.
All their games are better on other games.
Well,
if you look at the Sega Saturn and the PlayStation, literally. Go pop in what's that one game that Kami always be talking about, well I'm gonna say Judgment.
Okay,
I remember Judgment game, the game from Sega. There's literally an arcade game where you can go play Virtua Fighter. You can play what's that one game, Harrier, whatever the fuck it is, bro. Mm-hmm. It's like an entire arcade within the game.
I was gonna say the biggest example of this is Nintendo, actually. Mario 64 as a game is worse than Mario Sunshine. Wind Waker as a game is better than Ocarina of Time, mechanic wise. And Majora's Mask, my nostalgia is there, but Wind Waker is a better game.
I'll be right back.
Go ahead.
You about to go beat his kids ass, dog.
I think for what it is, obviously, you're supposed to evolve past a certain time or whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel like the older games from that generation just get like outshined by their newer versions.
See, and that's what I was saying earlier is that fair to even put that in the contest, because we already established that the best is that PS2 era, and a lot of those games from 64, Sega, and PlayStation were just remade in the next two eras.
Well, that's my thing, because most of the PS2, GameCube games are better versions of their last games. It could be that as some of them reuse models actually from their last outing, and they're still just better. So that's my thing. Like my thing is like we glorify that era of games for deadass saving time. Most of the games that we played that were like groundbreaking on the PS2 are like reused assets from like older games, just more modernized for that console generation. The whole GameCube big hitters are all, I would argue, HD remasters of their original games. Just mechanically better.
I could definitely agree with that.
So it's like, to completely take what you already have and then make that the reason why people like this generation completely fucks over the last one. It's like, hey, GoldenEye on the 64 is a great game, yes, but GoldenEye on the GameCube is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
So
I guess what you're saying is by default, because the PS2 era and everything like that's the best, that automatically makes the one before it the worst because the games.
Because look at what
revamped versions.
Yes, because look at what. If you remember, let's really think about it. Let's really talk about it. The last generation, N64, PlayStation, and Sega Saturn, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had plenty of games on there, but you only remember about like 10 of them.
Yeah.
You only remember like N64. It's the exact same titles: Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Mario 64, Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, Conkers, GoldenEye. What else is on there? Smash 64. What else? Pokemon Stadium, the stadium games, and then was the first Animal Crossing?
I'm no help, bro. Animal Crossing was first on GameCube. You're proving your point right now, though.
I literally was just gonna say that. You remember the exact same amount of games there, right? PlayStation 1, right? Mortal Kombat, the whole trilogy.
Okay.
Crash Bandicoot, the whole trilogy.
Okay.
We're talking about the original Grand Theft Autos.
Yeah.
Which were not that good,
Spyros,
first and foremost.
Might as well throw them in there.
What's there?
Spyros
as well. We have.
I'm gonna throw you for a loop with like my PS1 games, but Ape Escape. Just number 1 though, because number 2 is on PS2.
Twisted Metal.
Tomba. Twisted Metal. That's a damn good one right there. But you got Tomba. I think 2 came out on PS1 as well. You've got Wonder Boy. I'm pretty sure that was on PS1. If it wasn't on PS1,
you ready for it?
Sega. Yeah.
And we gotta count them.
Digimon.
We gotta count them. The sports games.
Ew.
We gotta count them.
Wait.
We gotta count them.
Fuck. The NBA game where you could power up the ball and it like catches fire and you do all these crazy ass fucking moves and dunks.
Wasn't that on the PS2?
That was lit. Nah, that was on PS1 first.
That's what I'm saying. We gotta count this. That's the thing about it. We gotta count.
Lit, though.
We gotta count sport games in this conversation. We have to.
This nigga came back with food.
Oh yeah.
He was just eating chips.
Is it church cheat day too? What the fuck going on?
What happened?
Is it church cheat day too?
It's Valentine's Day. It's everybody's cheat day.
I just eat.
Oh.
Nigga, I just eat.
Sure.
I don't put myself on no strict diet.
But that's
what you got, Mikey. Tell us what you got.
He got pizza. That's pizza. This is Papa
okay.
John's he was talking about.
Yeah, pizza and
did you buy the Papadillo things or whatever?
Fuck no.
Oh, okay. I thought you bought it and then bitched about it because it was already on the way.
No, but Yoku, that's what I'm saying though. The thing about the older generation is you only remember the exact same like 10 that everybody else remembers. Final Fantasy 7.
That was on PS1?
It's PS1, yes. That's a PS1 title.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. The thing about the older generation is you remember the same 10 games from the N64, the PlayStation 1, and the Sega Saturn. Literally.
All right, but hold on. Let me talk about that real quick, right? There were only like 10 games.
No, but Yoku, that's the problem. Because there wasn't.
What?
That's the problem. That's what I'm saying.
PS1, I'll give it
that's
to you.
What I'm saying.
PS1 games.
That's what I'm saying, dog. Games. On these on these older consoles, you remember the exact same 10 games. Bro, there are a lot more games on the N64 than the 10 I named you.
How many PS1 games exist? Google, please. 1,300 games for North American released PlayStation game. That's just no way. There's just no way there's 1,300
I'm proving my point. I'm proving my point.
Remember just one.
Look up N64. Look up N64. Look up N64. How many N64 games in total?
Hold on. There's just no way. Okay, time out though. You guys, there's this game called Extreme, but it's got a 3 in the front of it. I used to play that shit. That was hot. It had the bikes and shit.
I did too.
It was tight. How many? You said N64?
Mm-hmm. Games are released.
Games. Let me see. 296.
Now remember,
I was closer to the 64 than I was the PlayStation 1.
You were. But remember when I said, when you remember the N64, you remember the exact same games everybody has already played.
Yeah.
There's Mario 64s, the Zeldas, the Pokemons. That's it, right? But then you look at the next generation. You look at the next generation, there are a lot more games on the GameCube that you remember. On the PS2, everybody's PS2 memories are different.
Mm-hmm.
Literally. Mm-hmm. A lot of people's favorites, franchises, and series started in the PS2. That's what I'm saying. If we're called
a game called Arc the Lad,
I heard of it.
All right, I was just trying to test your age. Okay, timeout though. Wait, I know everybody's played this game. You guys remember Army Man?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck are there like 10?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was pretty decent.
But Yoku, that's my thing. We can't count the first 2 generations, sure, right?
Yeah.
But if we're talking about memorability, nigga. The N64 and the PlayStation, I'm telling you only remember the only 10 games from those generations, dog. Meanwhile, they have like damn near 300 fucking games for those consoles. You don't remember that shit though.
Forget these games. Battle Arena Toshinden. I love that game. I played all 3. Batman Gotham
Classic.
City, Batman Forever. That's on Classic?
Uh-huh.
Yo, my homie said he's gonna give me a hack Classic. I'm about to email or message him right now and be like, yo, when you trying to drop that off? Batman and Robin, Batman Beyond. I remember a lot of these games. Beyblade, the original. How can I forget that shit, bro? I played that all the time. What? The original Blade is here. I knew Bloody Roar was on PS1. I knew that wasn't on PS2.
That's all. Is that on?
That's on. Yeah, both 1 and 2 are on PS1. 3 is on PS2.
No. Is that on
never
Classic?
got another one. I think the first one is on Classic. Damn.
All right. Well, I think we can agree.
So you agree with my point or what?
Yeah, I definitely agree.
I mean, yes and no
100%.
Now that I see Brave Fencer Musashi, I love that shit. Breath of Fire 3, that's better on everything else though. Okay, I agree and I don't. Some of these PS1 games, them being here on PS1 like really made it for an era. You know what I mean? Because it just wasn't. We don't have them anymore.
I mean,
like,
but you
some
still
of these
have
games
to look
might
at the
suck,
rest of
but
the
we don't have them
generation.
anymore. You do have to. I agree with that. I agree with that. Damn, now I'm hurt, bro. I'm hurt.
I'm telling you, dog.
One's the worst.
Sega
I'm
Saturn was
hurt.
ass.
Exactly. The second, bro, that's proving my point more. If you remember, only 10 games from the N64 and the PlayStation, and the Sega Saturn was a historical flop. That generation was fucking ass.
Damn.
Literally. At least you can find some type of like favorite or some type of like at least the Wii, the PlayStation 3, and the Xbox 360 have some type of variety to them. The N64,
Bro,
you only know
Cool
10
Boys?
games, bro. You only know 10 games. I'm telling you, dog. I'm telling you, that's my worst generation.
Bro, we had Cool Borders. We had Snow Kids. Okay, Snow Kids is my shit. I don't care what nobody says.
SSX is right there, dog.
SSX is right
fuck
there.
that. Snow Kid,
Fuck you
I like
mean?
Snow Kids
SSX
way
was
better.
gas, huh?
SSX was great.
You've
Don't
never
get me
been
wrong.
snowboarding, dog, and it shows.
Yeah, we're going in Colorado though, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, see, I got Colorado trip, boy. Yeah.
I'm
So,
not going.
Dave
so,
Mir- oh,
so,
Dave
do,
Mir's
so,
freestyle
so, do
BMX
you
game?
so do you agree or disagree with me?
Damn, I'm going through a nostalgic thing right now, man. I can't agree.
You
Only
can't. I'm
because
telling
of
you,
outside
Ioku,
of
bro.
nostalgia. Okay, outside of nostalgia, I'll give it to you. But like, bro, we had Detective Barbie Mystery Cruise on the PS1. Come on, man.
I'm gonna keep it a
Alright,
beam with
tripping,
you. I'm
man.
gonna keep it a beam with you. They had this PlayStation Underground demo. It had like the Monsters Inc. game, the Barbies game. It had the Looney Tunes game. It had it had the very first Siphon Filter game demo.
Them Looney Tunes games be smacking.
Fat boy, them
Yes.
bitches bang. And I want you to know,
Yes.
I want you to know, I gotta keep it a beam with you. I've had more fun playing the PlayStation Underground demos than I have anything else in the PlayStation 1 that wasn't Mortal Kombat
Damn.
and Crash. Literally. But that's my issue. My issue is those games you just do not know exist. Minus the 10 that you know about.
And like looking through this list, right? There's so many games that I know I've owned, and I just completely forgot about them. Driver, I fucking hate that game, by the way, but.
And if we're going back to the old generation, like Mikey just said, we got to talk fun value, what's memorable to you, and what you know what I'm saying. Like there's so many factors to it. I'm sorry, that generation is bad to me. I can go back and play them bitches like it's, but that's just me.
Yeah.
But if we're looking at it
Overall,
yeah, it's important though. That game generation is important. It is. But if we compare it, it's not it, bro.
I
When niggas don't know half of your library except for the PlayStation Underground demos, come on, dog. That should tell you something.
Case in point, you got Metal Gear Twin Snakes.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You really gonna tell me that the Twin Snakes version is more terrible than the original? Hell no.
And that's my thing. Some of the best games of all time are on the generation after that.
Yeah.
Damn, we had Grandia.
You gotta give it to me, yo. I'm sorry. You gotta give it to me, dog.
Bro, they had the first Guilty Gear.
You gotta give it to me, dog. You gotta give it to me, dog. You gotta give it to me, bro. I'm sorry, dog.
Man.
You gotta give it to me, bro.
Guilty Gear on the PS1 was trash.
Mikey, do you change your opinion, Mikey?
I definitely do. Hooters Road Trip. Tell me that's not the best game of the generation, bro. Hooters Road Trip.
The best games from PlayStation 1. It's either a tie between Final Fantasy 7. I would say Chrono Trigger, but Chrono Trigger was on
Chrono Trigger was on the previous one, 64, right?
I think it was Super Nintendo. That was Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo. So I take that back. So on the PlayStation 1, it was either Crash, Mortal Kombat, the trilogy, or I'm proving my point here, by the way.
I mean, yeah.
You had Legend of Dragoon. Legend of Dragoon you could probably throw in there too.
Legend of Dragoon is fire.
Yeah, Legend of Dragoon is definitely one of the best.
But notable ones.
Yeah, Mega Man Legends and
Marvel versus
Marvel versus Capcom. Yeah.
So you agree with me, Yoku? What's up?
That's what I most notably played.
Yoku, what's up, dog? Come on, bro.
Bro, we had Mega Man X4.
You know I'm right, dog. You know I'm right, bro.
Well, we got Mega Man X Collection now.
Well, yeah, but we ain't talking about right now.
But man, that's his point, though. Like, they play better on other systems. And we definitely had an X Collection on the GameCube.
Which was way better gameplay than the originals were.
You know we don't have
played on the GameCube controller,
bro. Some of these games I just want back. As you were speaking, I was putting my hands up.
Yo, give it to me, Doc. I'm here.
I said it already. I said yeah.
Yes, Lord. I am King. I am him. Not bad. Not bad. It sucks though, because I mean, shit.
NFL Blitz. That's when you can break a nigga's back. I don't even like sports games, but I played the fuck out of Blitz. I played
the fuck out of Blitz, dog.
That shit was
fun. And there was a surefire way to get a fumble.
Yeah, you push that motherfucker over. What you mean?
No. You when you do your return kick, you do a return on side kick, and then you kick it as closest to you as you can, and as soon as they pick it up, you hit the tackle button and they fumble immediately.
Oh damn, you out here cheating.
Hey, it's in the game.
You right.